Hi, this is Angel Alamo, and we're hanging out with Don McAvoy in the Great Whatever. I just
Hey,
want
folks.
to thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Saturday and having us in your home studio.
Glad to be here. Thanks for being here with
Thanks,
us.
Angel.
Yeah.
I think it started with me and my dad driving down to Atlantic City. My dad was a Philadelphia firefighter. His mother, my grandmother, lived in Atlantic City. And we used to drive down and visit her, every week, every other week. And we'd always be playing Billy Joel. My dad was a huge Billy Joel fan, and Frank Sinatra. But every time Billy Joel's new cassette tape came out, or 8-track, we'd listen to the car and listen to it over and over and over again. Then as I got older, I was seeing Billy Joel in concert live. As I went to college, I went to Temple University Ambler campus, and they had this little college radio station, which I joined. And that was in the heyday of 80s college rock, and I got exposed to all sorts of music there. I used to be able to see bands for free, because we had a radio station, we were playing that band's records. We used to get to see them when they came through town. So I really got the bug watching bands play live, and classmates of mine actually being in bands. Then I graduated college, started learning how to play the piano, realized I was picking the bass parts up. Then I switched to bass, met this guy, and we told that story earlier. So,
Which instrument do you like to play the most? Is it the bass or the piano?
well, I play primarily the bass. That is my favorite. I still, tinker around on the piano a little bit, but I would love to learn that a lot more. I played some keyboard parts on songs we recorded in the past, but bass is my primary instrument, my main love.
So, when it comes to the live performances, how do you guys come up with the set list of what you're going to perform that night?
First, I get Mark a beer, followed by another one, because he should not caffeinate sometimes. But seriously, folks. Now, what we do, because we have such an array of material, I mean, we're blessed with all of that. We sit down, and every week, as you guys came in today having breakfast with you guys, we sit at that kitchen table, and we have a business band meeting. And then we say, okay, we have a new show coming up. What kind of room is it? This one's going to be an acoustic room. We can't go in with the Rickenbacker and the Yamaha electric bass. We're going to have to go in with more of an acoustic feel for the room. So then we pick songs from there. And then, in fact, today we were saying, okay, we'll bring the ukulele, we're going to bring the mandolin, we're going to bring the guitar and the quattro. And he'll hold me to that. He knows I'm a man of my word. So now that I've said it on camera, he's holding me to it.
Yes, so we build the set list based on the venue we're playing, the songs that we know the best, and some of the newer songs we keep trying to inject into the set list that we've learned and gone over and know pretty well. So it's always evolving and changing. So we mix popular old stuff in with newer stuff we're working on.
And what's good too is you run into people who are coming to your shows and they'll say, "Hey Mac, are you going to play Scrapple tonight?" Yes, just because you asked me to do that, I will do that. Yes, we really have a song Scrapple. Please check it out.
So you guys will kind of improvise the set list if like a fan comes up to you. And
For sure. If people are paying good money, and more importantly, giving you their time, and you have that song, and you're honored enough for somebody to like it, then by all means.
do you, again, I guess I just have to ask this question because of the whole thing with social media. Do you guys ever go and read up on your reviews, what fans are saying?
I personally don't. This might. I don't know how this will sound, but I usually write songs that I hope people enjoy, but I write them for myself first.
Right.
And then secondly, I hope people like them. I think if you live by the critiques of your songs that people don't like, this, that, or the other thing, I think that can get in the way of what you do. I mean, there's Don McAvoy and the Great Whatever do Don McAvoy and the Great Whatever songs. Bruce Springsteen does his songs. He's known for a certain style and so forth. And the reason I bring that up is everybody has their own style, and they don't get there being mindful of what their detractors. Now, I got to be completely honest too. It's great when we get a compliment, and we do save those because we like to see what people like about us. But You know, at the same time, you know, we're big boys. We've been in this business for a while. We've gotten our critiques and so forth, and it's kind of like FDR said. You know, the not FDR, Teddy Roosevelt, the man in the arena. You know, usually the people who are critiquing the guy who's playing in the arena, they haven't done what they really wanted to do with their life, and they're critiquing somebody who is doing what they really want to do with their life. If that makes any sense.
Does the band? Do you guys ever do any cover songs or?
Every once in a while, we'll slip in more of an obscure song. We've done a medley with our songs and put other songs in there. I think when Mark and I got together, we basically said there's just so many cover bands out there, and there's great ones, but we want to introduce the world to new songs. Hopefully that someday they'll be cover songs, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we always wanted to go with the original idea.
We write future cover music.
That's what we're trying to do.
No, that's a good approach to have. Again, when you're writing the new songs, is there ever a fear? Like when you, for example, you're right here, you're writing a new song, you're going to perform it in a couple of weeks. Does that fear ever come up of performing a new song for the first time, and are people going to like it, or are people just going to hate it? Do you guys ever kind of go through that a bit when you're performing a new song for the very first time?
I'll tell you, I gotta answer this in reverse. The first song that we ever play in any show is the hardest, because especially if we're in a new room, okay? But after that, they all seem to go lock, stock, and barrel. You know, we'll introduce it and we'll say, hey, look, we're going to do a brand new song for you guys. If we mess up, you know, any of these bloopers, no extra charge. You know what I mean? We're just going to approach it that way, that like we'll start it over. We had false starts or whatever. I don't think we ever take ourselves too seriously, and if we do mess up a song or somebody doesn't like a song, you know, at the end we might just joke, hey, at least we tried it. We won't do that one again. You know what I mean? At least not tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when you're in a new venue, you get very little time to sound check, and the first song's always the roughest until you get used to the room. But by the way, we've practiced. You know, we practice set list. You know, we practice once a week usually, and we're practiced the full set list top to bottom. You know, up until the third, second week before the gig, and by that time we know these songs up and down. By the time we get on stage, so I'm not afraid, because I know we know it when we get on stage.
What was the best gig that you guys have had so far in your career? If there's any gig that kind of stands out to you guys.
I think one of our best gigs was the CD release party for our third album, over on the wall there, the one Angel Hold Up. I thought we played that CD in the exact order it was on the liner. It's exact order. I've always wanted to do that at a show, and we pulled it off. We pulled in a few guest musicians on that show to complement the songs, and they were great, and the crowd really enjoyed it. First time listening to the CD, and I got to listen to it in the order that it is on the CD. I thought we did really well there. The other gig that comes to mind is that gig we played in front of 10,000 people. 15,000 down at Nottingham
Sorry
County
to correct
Park.
you, but every 5 counts, right?
Nottingham.
Chester County has a park in Nottingham.
You second exactly what I was going to bring up.
It's sponsored by Hers Potato Chips, and I don't know how we got that gig. We kind of lucked into it. We played in front of 15,000 people on 4th of July weekend right before the fireworks.
And it was great. The stage was huge. It was, and when we got to the field, they kept putting speakers back further and further in the field. And so when we started like hitting the guitar or singing, you could hear yourself like 1,000 feet away. It was really mind-boggling.
And it was delayed.
Yeah, it was delayed
It was like
too.
delayed like a second or two because it was so far back. It was weird.
But yeah, that was going to be my
Okay.
pick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I'm glad you went into that.
Yeah.
With YouTube, is there? I guess because YouTube now, people can actually record a performance and suddenly a couple seconds later it's on there. Does that kind of make it? Does that kind of influence you a bit from the way it was back then, before YouTube, compared to it is now? I guess the question is, does YouTube have any influence on your performance? Kind of knowing that if you have a bad performance, it'll be on social media.
Well, I have a theory. There's always an audience for a bad note. You know, you guys said, we were talking about earlier the fact that you could have a show and people not like it. Do we hit clunker notes? Yep, probably better than anybody else at different times. But the way I look at the world is we are in such this gadgetry type realm right now. I just always think that there's a camera roll somewhere. Do you know what I mean? And
Right.
if it's always going to pick up life, well, some of life is going to pick up me having a bad day or hitting a bad note, or or somebody hearing something saying, "Hey, I don't like what that guy does," or "I don't like what that band does," and I wish them well. You know what I mean? I just, but yeah, the only influence it has on me is that hopefully more people will get to appreciate, folks like ourselves, what we do, and then use it for something positive.
We're going to play the same show, whether it's one person or for 15,000, or whether cameras are rolling or not rolling.
Yeah.
We've rehearsed it. We try to know it up and down, try to minimize the embarrassing moments. But even if there is one, it makes us human, man.
Well, we make it part of the show.
People come, we make it part of the show. People come out to connect with us, and we don't want to be on this pedestal where we're like rock gods. We just want to hang out and play music with people who love to hear music.
On your way home, do you have thoughts of you and me? Or am I just another face you like to see? Does that seem to make your heart go a little fonder? Or does it in fact make it wonder? 'Cause it don't blow away, and it don't go away.
Now, do you have any upcoming projects that you're working on right now?
Oh yeah. We'll call it right now a songsicle, a musical. We are working on a full-blown musical type project, and we've been working on it for some time behind the scenes, and something we've always wanted to do. My father first came up with the idea when we put that first record out. 27 songs, Donnie, you should make a musical about it. And I was like, I don't know about that. And then this guy, my best buddy, said, "Hey Don, why don't we revisit that whole idea?" So we started to look at songs that we have, and I'm custom writing songs for it. So, but we can't say too much about it. So that
He has so many songs right now. He doesn't have to write another song for the rest of his life.
Wow.
And everything's a musical. You hear it every day. This TV show, the musical. This artist, the musical. So I'm like, hey, why not us? And he has so many songs, and I kind of wove a story around the songs. He kind of dug it, and he started custom writing some songs for that story we wove around it. And it's still in its infancy and development stage, but we like where it's heading. And we're anxious to start working on it.
And we actually think, modestly speaking, a lot of people will be able to relate to the subject matter, of which we will not reveal. But my dog's here with us. She wants to be in it. Well, this is Autumn McAvoy.
How can fans or even people that are interested in booking the band get in touch with you guys?
Well, the hub of everything we do is www.dmcgw.com. DMCGW is an acronym of Don McAvoy and the Great Whatever. That's where to start. We have a Facebook page, facebook.com/DMCGW. You can email us at greatwhatever@AOL.com. We have a YouTube page, which is...
Polite emails only.
Yes.
No, just kidding.
We have a YouTube page, which is Great Whatever Videos, and that's where all our music videos are posted, and some other fun stuff as well. So that's where you can find us.
Don, Mark, it's been a great pleasure. Thank you for having
Oh,
us.
pleasure
Thank you.
in your
with you.
studio. It's been
Thank you,
great.
Angel.
And we
Love what you do.
didn't even mention, folks, that this is St. Patrick's Day Eve, and I want to thank all of you guys for being here. So the customary cheers to you listeners and you guys for being here. God bless. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hey folks, thanks so much for coming to Emmaus Studios. I'm Don McAvoy from Don McAvoy and the Great Whatever. Thanking you so much for your time. Godspeed. God bless you. Come back anytime.